To truly understand Texas high school football rivalries, one could stay in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and witness some of the best in the nation. Just to name a couple, the Battle of the Beltline between DeSoto and Cedar Hill comes to mind. In fact, four-star TCU commit Shawn Robinson, who is rated as the #1 dual-threat QB in the state and stands 6'1", 200 pounds, is a senior on a mission.
Coach really wanted to win this big time, so I mean, just to be able to come out here and do this with these guys is crazy.
Robinson accounted for 343 total yards and 3 touchdowns in the Eagles' 33-18 victory over the Longhorns. 23 of those points were in the second quarter alone. Cedar Hill quarterback Avery Davis, who stands 6 foot, 190 pounds, is also a senior who is a 4-star Notre Dame commit and had 314 total yards of offense and 2 TDs against the Eagles. This was a game that featured 18 future Division I players. Heck, even Texas Tech head coach Kliff Kingsbury had to make his presence felt for this one. These two teams call 6A District 7 home and often meet in the postseason. Joey McGuire's Longhorns came up just short in the end to Todd Peterman's Eagles. DeSoto is currently ranked 6th nationally according to the National Composite Football Rankings at MaxPreps Sports. They're also #1 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine. Another Metroplex rivalry that comes to mind is Euless Trinity and Southlake Carroll from District 5 6A. The two teams have met in 5 consecutive years. In fact, the 2016 battle was reminiscent of the 2013 playoff game between the Dragons and the Trojans that produced over 1,100 yards of offense and a thrilling 42-38 victory by Trinity. Over 20,000 fans were on hand for that tussle at AT&T Cowboy Stadium in November of 2013. Trinity got 245 yards rushing on just 18 carries from senior Isaac Ellsworth and 114 yards on 17 carries from Jerron Wilson on that day. It was the first time the Trojans had slayed the Dragons in 3 tries. Southlake Carroll avenged that loss a year later in a defensive struggle 10-6, with the Trojans winning last year's epic battle against the Dragons 37-35. 10 years ago, the Dragons beat the Trojans in a playoff as Riley Dodge scored a game-winning touchdown in the final 40 seconds in front of close to 46,000 fans. Dragons head coach Hal Watson replaced Riley's father, Todd Dodge, as the leader of the Dragons in 2007, and Carroll has not skipped a beat since.
The thing that I'm most appreciative are the players. They don't want to be the team that breaks the tradition, so to speak. They know that they can't trump any team that's ever been here before because, as you alluded to, there's 8 state champions, there's marquee players, there's guys that have gone above and beyond, and we just challenge ourselves each and every year to be the best version of ourselves we can be. I've never seen kids work as hard as our kids work.
Fast forward to 2016, retired as Trinity head coach Steve Lineweaver, but the Trojans were 4-0 and 1-0 in District 5 6A under his former offensive coordinator turned head coach Chris Jensen. Carroll's only loss came to Tulsa Union 21-10 up in Oklahoma in Week 1. Carroll quarterback Mason Holmes threw for 217 yards as he delivers a perfect pass to Robert Barnes near the line of scrimmage, and watch the future Oklahoma Sooner cut across the middle and get a great block from Audric Gaines. Boomer Sooner! That frees Barnes, who races 65 yards for a touchdown with just over 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The extra point tied the game up at 7. After Carroll's Jackson Carter recovered a fumble, the Dragons would score again as Holmes connected with Jack Johansson on a 17-yard scoring play, and it was 14-7 Carroll early in the second quarter. Trinity would tie it up as Greg Garner scored on a 10-yard TD run with just over 10 minutes to play in the half. Gaines would score a touchdown just over a minute later on this 10-yard run, and it was 21-14 Dragons. Still in the second quarter, Trojan horse Greg Garner would score another touchdown. This 24-yard run, followed by the extra point, tied the game at 21 with just over 5 minutes remaining in the half. Holmes had the answer for Carroll as he connects with Jackson Davis for a 9-yard score, and it was 28-21 Dragons with just over 2 minutes remaining in the half. Trinity tied it up at 28 just before the break. Dragons running back Audric Gaines rushed for 127 of his 170 yards in the second half as he scored on a 2-yard touchdown run to cap off a 12-play, 93-yard drive with just under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. On Trinity's next possession, the Trojans' 30-yard field goal attempt was blocked and picked up by Carroll's 6'3", 220-pound Jacob Doddridge. Gaines scored his third touchdown from 6 yards out, capping off a 53-yard drive with 1:42 to play. The Dragons with over 500 yards of total offense. Carroll's John Mescal would pick off a pass late to seal the victory. 42-28, Carroll wins, shutting out the Trinity offense in the second half. Here's Dragon quarterback Mason Holmes.
They did a lot of stuff doubling Barnes, which helped open up a lot of other players like Jackson and Bell and Keys, and so a lot of really good preparation this week to be ready for that. You know, we know this is one of the biggest games of district, if not the biggest, or this is our biggest rivalry, so we're going to take this momentum and move into the rest of district, and since we beat Trinity, we know that we can beat anybody if we play to our potential.
Once again, Carroll tops Trinity 42-28. I'm Jeff Power in Southlake.